So I want to talk a bit about Heroes of the Storm and the way they're doing stuff like lore and things like that. So, so the first thing is the way they started out doing lore for Heroes of the Storm is they basically just like kind of ignored it. There wasn't really much said. We got like a really cool cinematic of what was it like Reyna, Nova, and Tyrael against Diablo, Kerrigan, and who was the other one? But anyway, that was a really cool cinematic. Just generally, it was really cool. It was like just good. I don't know what else to say. Like the rock music in the background, the combat, the aerial combat between Kerrigan and Tyrael. And then, like, you know, the ending on the Nova calling in the nuke, and like, it just makes you go, like, it just makes you shiver when you watch it. 'Cause, like, these are like people's favorite Blizzard heroes, and like they're the most powerful, most like amazing fighters in all of the Blizzard universes. And then here they are, all in one game, just like beating the shit out of each other, and it's like, it just feels so good. But recently, it seems like they've pretty much strayed away from this. And that's where my issue arises. Because they started doing comics to basically reintroduce lore to the game. Because there are a lot of people thinking like, oh yeah, it's cool, but like we kind of want some lore for this game, you know? Like if you think of other MOBAs, I don't know much about Dota, but I know that League of Legends has pretty solid lore, and it's got a lot of like, you know, all these characters are in the same world, they're all from different factions, they all introed in like various ways, and yeah, like everything ties together. But in Heroes of the Storm, it's just kind of like, oh, here's a bunch of Blizzard heroes, and here's a universe, they're all in this universe. That's about it. But, you know, everyone understandably wanted more than that. So what Blizzard decided to do is, hey, you know what everyone really wants to learn more about? The announcers. So we basically then got a 4-part comic series about the announcers fighting each other. And then we get intro to a new hero, which is lore, like entirely Nexus-based hero. And it's like, well, this isn't the lore I wanted. I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone, but when I wanted lore, I wanted like Blizzard heroes teaming up to fight other Blizzard heroes, or Blizzard heroes teaming up to fight one big bad. Kind of like, you know, in Super Smash Bros. How in the World of Light you start with like Galeem, and he's like all big and menacing, and it's like you have no idea what the fuck that is. It's just some massive weird shapes. But then you have this giant like cliffside filled with all of your favorite like Nintendo and other IP characters, and like, yeah, they all basically die instantly, but for a while you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. You get to see all your favorite characters team up to fight this one big bad. And I'll be honest, I haven't reached the end of the Smash Bros campaign yet, so I don't know if there's like more cinematics to come, but I know there's at least one that I've watched. But even like just the opening cinematics, pretty good. And like, then you League of Legends today released a new cinematic called Awaken, and honestly, it's fucking brilliant. Like, you get to see like all these heroes and they're champions in League. All the champions you see fight each other in the game. You finally get to like see them properly fight. And yeah, I know that they've done some before, but like it's just really well done. And all League of Legends cinematics are like this. You get to see the champions fighting each other. You get to see these big scale battles with these really powerful beings all just having at each other, and it's really fucking fun to watch. Meanwhile, Heroes of the Storm, what we get is, oh, here's a new character you don't care about. Oh, here's some other guy that he's the announcer. Remember him? Hey, they're fighting each other. Like, no, I don't want to see that. I want to see like Reyna and Tychus fighting side by side to kill Diablo, or like, you know, Kerrigan and Abatha like working, and like maybe Zagara, just the three swarm people working together to kill, like, I don't know, like a bunch of like alliance guys, so like Varian and I don't know, other people, Muradin and things like that, you know? Wouldn't that be so cool? Like, that would be amazing. I'd love to see these big scale battles between Heroes of the Storm characters, but instead we just get to see these characters that like no one really cares about. I don't care about the Lady of Thorns. I'm pretty sure nobody cares about the Lady of Thorns. The Dragon Knight's, you know, he's kind of cool. You get to play as him, but like maybe instead of just like, oh, the Dragon Knight's actually the Lady of Thorns' husband in stone, and like blah 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 blah, just make him some kind of really powerful monster with an axe. Like, that's what I want. And the fact that they changed his voice lines to make him more, oh, he fits the lore now, and it's like, I don't give a shit. I want him to be this big, cool stone dragon with an axe, and I want him to fight all these Blizzard heroes, and I want it to be epic. But no, we don't get that. Instead, we get, oh, Ravenlord, and oh, Orphea, oh, I have daddy issues, and like, I want to stop my father, and like, I'm gonna spend 4 comics with like no actual heroes from Heroes of the Storm in it. It's just me and Ravenlord and the whole Lady of Thorns side where you have her and her 2 children, and like, I don't give a shit. I literally don't care. I just want to see these really cool fights, and it really annoys me that this is the way they're taking the lore. For the fact that the Blizzard devs themselves said Heroes of the Storm was a love letter to Blizzard's past, and yet it seems that they've just completely thrown the past out of the window and are just going off the lore of like, oh, it's new character Orphea time. Like, if you want to introduce Orphea and like the Ravenlord and like the Lady of Thorns, just make a new IP. Don't make it Heroes of the Storm's lore, make it some other IP lore. Or do it as like a side story, with the main story actually being the heroes. Because at the moment, the main story is like the side characters of Heroes of the Storm. And it just doesn't make sense. It's like if they made League of Legends lore all about the announcer. I don't think anyone cares about the announcer for League of Legends. And I don't think anyone cares about the announcer for 99% of games. No one cares about the announcer for Heroes of the Storm either. Like, yeah, you get some cool like quips between them, and maybe we introduce the Ravenlord as the main bad guy, sure, and maybe, you know, he's still fighting the Gravekeeper, but like maybe we also then introduce the actual heroes who are just there to stop the both of them because they're both evil, or something like that, you know? That would be cool. And that's why it really annoys me that Heroes of the Storm's lore is going the way it's going, because it could be so much better. And like I said already, like it's a love letter to Blizzard's past, and it just seems like everything they've done recently has just completely gone against that. I just think that they need to ignore Orphea, they need to ignore the Ravenlord, and just focus on actual heroes fighting each other, because I'm pretty sure that's what everyone wants. The best received cinematic in like Heroes of the Storm, full stop, the best received cinematic is the first one ever made, because it's just so good. It's just what everyone wanted. It's what everyone wanted Heroes of the Storm to be. Blizzard characters beating the shit out of each other. That's it. That's all it needs to be. Like, yeah, add some other caveats in there as well. Like, add some reason that they're beating the shit out of each other. But like, we don't need any more than that. Like, I don't understand why we need this whole side stuff of the Ravenlord and Lady of Thorns that no one cares about. But anyway, I'm rambling now. That's my take on Heroes of the Storm. So yeah, thanks for listening. I guess I still love the game though. I'm just gonna put that out there. I still love the game. I still play it a lot. I just think the lore could be so much better.